Sway in the morning, Shade 45. We got a Grammy-nominated artist here with us, Heather B.
Talk about it, homie.
We was just shouting them out the other day when they made the Grammy nominations, and his name came up for Song of the Year. I took a pill in Ibiza, and what's interesting about this young man is the fact that he's had success.
Yeah.
In recent years, he's worked with a lot of major artists, Big Sean included, which is one of my favorite. Singer, songwriter, producer, I say rapper as well. Hit the top charts, Billboard charts at the top. Had a lot of success going on tour. Made a lot of money. Spent a lot of money. Created a lavish lifestyle. That lavish lifestyle beat his ass. Got dropped from his label.
It happens.
It happens. Had to reassess his life. Bought a van and a guitar. Took a trip. Went on a mountain in Utah and found some clarity. Moved back to Detroit to be with his family and found some grounding. And now he's back at it, making hits, but it feels different this time around. He knows how to deal with it differently this time around. And now, this year Grammys, he's nominated for Song of the Year, the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Posner is here.
Thank you so much, Sway. That's quite an intro.
Man, if there's anything I said that's incorrect, let me know.
No, that's all pretty much spot on.
Yeah, man.
Pretty good. You did your research, or an intern did, rather.
Nah, the intern.
I was messing with you.
Damn, man. You see that dude? That's what happened, man. That's why you got dropped. Nah, I've watched your career.
Yeah.
A lot of times we've been trying to get you up here, but since the Cooler Than Me days.
Yeah, we were just talking before I came on about how long we've known each other.
It's been about 5. You assessed about 5-6 years.
At least, yeah.
And it's been interesting because it's interesting how your name comes up a lot. You'd be surprised how much your name has come up within these buildings. And this is really your first. Is this your first time on the show?
I believe so.
This your first time on our show?
I believe so.
Yeah. And you got a lot to celebrate. We were just talking about
we do.
Yeah, we got a lot to celebrate. But what I like about you is you're a music guy. You know, I know, and you're true to yourself. You're honest about your music. And we were just talking about how music sounds right now. Mm-hmm. We just played that Fresher joint. Wait a minute, with featuring 50 Cent, and we were talking about Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
How dope that album was.
And how it has aged very well.
Yeah.
I mean, so I believe, I'm guessing, I think this album comes out maybe 2005 or so, maybe
2003. Yeah, yeah.
So it's 13 years old, and you can play that thing, and 80% of the beats sound like they could have been made yesterday. You know?
DJ Wonder and I have this conversation all the time, and not because, and you know, Sway chimes in, not because necessarily we were there in the studios when these joints got made, but the production and the sound, the equipment. You can throw on All About the Benjamins, you can throw on certain Jay-Z joints, and the music is just incredible. And I asked Wonder and Sway several times, what the hell are they doing to the music now where it all just sounds the same, like the levels, the tones? And they started telling me about the equipment and the compression. What was it that you was trying to explain to me?
I think analog equipment was a lot warmer. Like, and now everybody, even like when you master it, it looks like a big rectangle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The waveform itself. So
okay.
It's very plastic sounding to me.
What would you say? I mean, as a singer, songwriter, producer, why do you think it is?
Well, I don't necessarily agree. I wouldn't speak in as extreme of terms as Heather just did. I wouldn't say it all sounds the same.
Okay.
I'm sure if we, rewound to that time, there was probably a lot of music then that sounded the same as well.
Good
and
point.
we remember, right? We tend to remember the best stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't really subscribe to the argument, music was so much better 30 years ago. Well, we only remember the best stuff 30 years. I don't remember or know of the terrible artists from 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's easy.
I do.
It's easy to to adopt that mindset. But I think there's a slippery slope in doing so. But what I've noticed is, especially in Jay-Z's music, we're starting to talk about is the music in the hip hop beats that have samples. For me personally, tend to age better. If you listen to, Jay-Z is a good case example because he's had such a long, amazing career. But if you listen to the beats that Ye and Just Blaze did for him around the same time, even on Black Album, that's now 10 years old or so, they sound really good still. Whereas if you listen to stuff, I would say they age better than the things without samples. Maybe because the samples are already old.
They're proven.
Yeah.
To your point, survival of the fittest is the best. And a lot of times with the samples are taken from, well, some of them are more obscure, and then you reflip it.
They almost had to because all the obvious ones are taken.
Yeah.
But is it an equipment thing again, though? It goes back to what is it the sound?
There's the other thing. You can still use that equipment now.
But do people do it because of time? Because
people use computers now because it's cheaper, which is it's beautiful in one respect because I wouldn't be in this chair if it wasn't for that. I recorded my first hit song, a song called "Cooler Than Me," on a laptop in my dorm room, on music that I had stolen off the internet.
Right.
On a microphone that cost like $200, and it was getting play on the radio next to Lady Gaga and all this stuff. And so that music is democratized in that way, and that the barriers of entry are much lower. You can be a kid and just make beats and put them on SoundCloud, and I love that.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is there's a lot more bad music. There's just a lot more music.
Well, we just have access to more bad music.
Correct.
We have access to more.
But Mike too was one of those artists who I think I'm gonna say took advantage, but was advantaged by the internet and social media.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
How has that changed over the years? It's 2016 now. That was about 2009, right? Right when Cooler Than Me.
Yeah. I feel a little old in that respect. Like I don't Snapchat, and I have friends with me that Snapchat, and sometimes I feel jealous, like I should be Snapchatting. I have FOMO, but Snapchat FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah,
but I'm just laughing at how he just said it. He's like,
so. In some respects, I already feel like dated in the social media stuff.
Do you still utilize it for presentation of your music?
Yeah, I would say the coolest thing that I've ever used it for was we did a thing, not this summer, but the summer before, called the Ninja Tour. So shortly after I moved in the van, as you talked about, I read a book by Amanda Palmer. Called The Art of Asking. And in the book, she describes how if she had a show that sold out, she would tweet, "Hey, I'm going to play on this corner at 5 o'clock for the people that couldn't get tickets." And she'd just go out with her ukulele or guitar and play some songs for people. So I read this book, and then I read On the Road by Jack Kerouac. And I smashed the two books together, and I thought, what if there was no show that sold out? What if we just were doing the ones on the corner? So I rented an RV with a couple buddies, and we got in this thing for 2 months or so, and we made a deal. We're never going to stay in a hotel. And I would tweet, "Hey, Arizona, we're going to play in this park at 5. We show up, play a concert.
Wow.
And we turned our well-being over to the fans. We say, "Hey, we're low on water and turkey and mustard. Can you bring us some?" And they bring it for us. Sometimes we need a shower. Can we use your shower? Yeah. And that was an instance where I wasn't using social media to make myself more popular on social media, right? I wasn't being popular for being popular. I was using the social media to create these beautiful moments where I got to meet these people and hug these people and look them in the eye and really take the time. That tour was the first and maybe the only time where the shows were small, usually like 200, 300 people would arrive, sometimes more, sometimes less. And there was never a person we didn't meet or hug after. We'd stay for hours, and you could just have as long as you want. And you could kind of tell when people had something to say. And there was the one summer where I really listened. I really listened to Sway. And it was after I had been dropped, and I had a top 40 hit, and I assumed that I was a pop artist that people forgot about. I didn't know anyone really cared about me still. And I went out there and I met people who had my lyrics tattooed on their bodies, and I met people who said, "Hey man, my mom lost the ability to speak, a young boy in Seattle, and this song just helps me get through it." And a million of those, a million. And what do you do with that? You know, what do you say? You hug the guy, and the relationship between my audience and myself changed from that summer, and couldn't have happened without social media.
Wow, man, that's amazing, man. Man, let's let that breathe for a second. Mike Posner is here.
I love this effect. I need this.
You need that,
I
man.
need this, I need invisible speakers.
Yeah, man.
I can just play that.
It's all about energy, man. We
Mansionz.
use these things, you know. But your relationship, your understanding, you know, to me, that's the purest form of connection when it comes to art and a audience or family. I call audience. I don't like saying fans so much.
Yeah.
I said, you know, just.
I agree, and you know that was part of what we learned is when you normally do a show, there's systems and protocols in place to keep you separate from those that support you doing your music. So there is a barricade, there's security, there's a stage itself which puts you higher than the other people. And that summer we did everything we could to put systems and protocol in place to bring us closer. And you're right, even the word fan is short for fanatics.
Yeah.
It's a divisive word. And in meeting these people, I realized, hey, they're not crazy people. These are doctors, lawyers, grocers that like music, like me and you. Like we have albums that we go crazy about from when we grew up. And so it took some of that, I guess, weird idea I had about these people. You know, a better word to replace fans is patrons.
Patrons,
And artists for hundreds of years have had patrons. You know, Mozart and these guys, they were paid by kings and queens to make their music. Well, now we don't have kings and queens now, so we're paid by everyone collectively. They each give us a little bit of money, but the principle is the same. You know, we couldn't do this without they write my check. You know?
Yeah, man. They pay for the dye that you put in your hair to make it green. You know, the patrons did that.
Yeah,
I want to go
hope
back.
they give me more for more dye.
Okay.
I want to go back to what you said earlier about how technology has allowed upcoming artists to put their music out, you know, and be discovered by radio stations or A&Rs or whoever, and just all of a sudden be catapulted into the same level of, you know,
notoriety.
So, notoriety. Like you said, you were getting played next to Lady Gaga of a song that you did in your dorm room, right?
Correct.
But in that same sense, don't you think that kind of leaves some people at a disadvantage in a way because they're not necessarily ready or prepared to perform at these levels yet because they just did a song, you know, just sitting there. Not you, for example, but I'm saying, but just somebody else who just puts a song up, all of a sudden they're getting in demand to do shows, and you know what I'm saying.
I would say me for that happened to me. The song I made, Cooler Than Me. It's funny you mentioned rapper. I rapped. I started rapping when I was 8.
Yeah, I knew you as a rapper first.
Yeah, I rapped, and then when I was 20 or 21. I thought it'd be cool if I sort of sang my raps, you know. So on a song Cool to Me, I liked, you know, there's internal rhymes. You got designer shades to hide your face. I never heard people sing rhymes like that, so I just thought it'd be cool. So I tried it out, and I put on a line, and people really liked it. All of a sudden it's on the radio. All of a sudden I'm on TV singing it. well, I don't really know how to sing. You know, I know how to rap. And so that happened to me. But the thing is, I think now it's the responsibility falls on the artist, whereas before you go into artist development in labels. I guess that was before my time, where they have you practice until you're ready. You got to do that on your own now.
But I mean, you see these guys who they don't know breath control when they do these live shows. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't understand the in and outs of the business. They're just thrown into something that they have no experience or knowledge of the inner workings of.
That's why I kind of think it's a repetitive thing. You know, because they just watching the person before them and thinking, well, if you could do it, I could do it too. And they don't get it. It's like, well, yo, you made a record out of your bedroom for on a $200 mic. I found a mic for $75. I came up. Let me go in and do a song too. And we watching people practice in front of us. And I think, Sway, you kind of sum that up best. That's
I think in your case though, because what you talking about, the A&R process and all that was like an incubator. Mindset, right? But you've worked with a lot of artists along the way too, right? Yeah. 2 Chainz, Big Sean. I mean, we can name probably 50 artists that you've worked with. So you were exposed to people who are, you were exposed to in that process. You were learning as you were exposed to these artists.
Yeah, most notably from Sean.
I
think a lot of people don't realize is that I was a member of his entourage. I met him at the end of high school. I was an intern at a hip-hop radio station in Detroit. And my coworker was his best friend. And I started doing beats for him, doing hooks for him. And they would have Freestyle Friday on that station, so we'd rap together on the air. And, and then he got signed by Kanye. And he had a Jesus piece, so as far as we're concerned, he was like God to us, We didn't know anyone else who had like a chain, a real one. Yeah. But even though his career hadn't taken off, in retrospect, it hadn't taken off at all. But to us, it was flying high. I got to watch how he dealt with other humans being the guy, and how he dealt with me being the guy. And man, what a blessing that was, because I learned to not be a dick. Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
He's a good guy.
People you're gonna meet,
and he's
dope too.
Yeah,
and he just always treated people with respect. So when I started to garner some notoriety and success, I had a little bit of a blueprint from him. And I called him the other day, like 2 or 3 days ago, just to thank him, because I wouldn't be in this chair without that guy. I love that guy.
That's dope.
I love that guy.
He speaks highly of you too. Big Sean probably one of the most grounded, solid dudes in the game that I've met. This dude, I remember not when I first met him. When I first met him, Ye introduced me to him.
Oh, okay.
And I think he spit for us. I'm trying to figure if you were there.
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
You don't think you were there?
I think I'd remember.
Yeah, okay. And he's been the same.
So you in tech? Back?
Well, we were still doing the Wake Up Show, but it was years ago.
Okay.
It was years ago. He hasn't changed. He calls and checks on my brother. How's T Cal?
That's dope.
And I'm like, damn, dude, you remember meeting my brother? Yeah, how's the family? That's the kind of guy Sean is. Mike Posner is here. I'm opening up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. Grammy nominated. Song of the Year. What that feel like, kid?
Feels good.
It feels good?
Feel like about time.
Yep, man. I mean, you in good company. Beyonce, Adele, Justin Bieber, Lucas Graham. You.
Yeah.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5, Grammy nominated. I took the pill and the visa. Hey, well earned, man.
Thank you so much.
Guy don't work with a lot of the great artists, and now you for years you've been recognized as a great artist, and you got this new project. What happened to Black Bear? I thought Black Bear was coming.
Oh, he's got a show in Philly. Black Bear show.
Okay.
That you can go to.
But you guys are collaborating on a new project.
Black Bear and I started a band called Mansionz with a Z. And it's madness, and it's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I heard one of the songs, STFU,
Yeah.
and I actually thought it was really interesting when I heard it, Heather, because it sounds very personal. And so what I did is I went and obtained the lyrics to the best of my ability, and I wanted to ask Mr. Mike Posner about some of these lyrics in our lyrical breakdown.
I don't get it. What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the Lyrical Breakdown
I can break it down like whatever you want.
on Sway in the Morning.
Here it is, man. So let's start with Black Bear. Oh yeah. Okay. I ain't hit you back, and now you're overreacting. But ovary is spelled like ovaries.
Like a lady.
You're overreacting.
Ovary?
Yeah.
Acting.
Yes. That was a pretty clever line right there. Hate that shit with a passion. Have a little self-respect. Don't want to put you on blast, but you should go ahead and practice. Shut the fuck up right now and let me breathe. Shut the fuck up right now and let me do my thing. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Quit hitting me on my phone. Quit hitting me on my phone. Quit hitting me on my phone. Slow down. Dude, what happened that day?
Well, this sounds, these are Bear's lyrics. This is his part.
Okay.
So I don't want to speak too much for him, but it sounds like a terribly misogynistic song.
Yes.
About a female he seems to have had some relations with who now wants more of a relationship than he's willing to commit to.
Okay. And did you guys write this together, or did you write your parts and he wrote his?
The second thing.
Second thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to your parts.
Okay.
Let me be.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up right now. Let me do my thing.
That's still Bear.
Okay. People talk too much shit in my face, round my back, on the phone.
On the phone!
Ain't been famous for a while, but I'm still up in my zone.
Things changed since I wrote that lyric.
Speak about it.
I guess I'm kind of a little famous again.
Yeah.
How long
Going teetering from crossing the line from D to C level celebrity.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a raise.
Towing the line.
Towing the line,
How
baby.
long ago did you originally write it?
About a year ago.
About a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't usually smoke, but I'm high on sativa. There's mugwort in my tea. I smell like heaven. I'm a diva.
Mm-hmm.
Banging Aaliyah so loud in my speaker that I cannot hear you. No, I'm gone. Don't you be blowing me up on my phone. I'm in a different zone. Ever since a matter of time, all my girls are better than 9. So, what, you dating models? Or, I mean, are you dating?
Well, dating is, that's not the word I'd use for what I'm doing. I'm just sleazing.
I thought he was going to say slang. I was like, yeah.
Well, that's another word for it, I guess.
Here's the interesting part, Heather. This is why what really made me want to read the lyrics out loud, because I want to see what you think about this. You still don't know how to handle your wine.
These are hard rhymes, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why you hit me more.
Ever since a matter of time, all my girls is better than I. Hold the banister, damn, you hammered, you still don't know how to handle your wine. So
That's
I just want to put the meter in.
He trying to, you not making them sound hard, Sway?
No, I'm just reading them.
Okay.
That's probably why you hitting me more. Yeah, I got a rule because I done this before. Okay, here we go. Just fuck them 3 times or don't fuck them no more. Because they just fall in love if you fuck them in the 4th. Don't get me wrong, I really like it when we're vibing, but when I'm in another city, shh, be quiet.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Is that your rule? 3 times, 3 bangs, and you out?
I break the rules sometimes, but I shouldn't. Then
How did you come to that
feelings
number?
happen.
Through trial and error?
Oh, I get it from one, 2 ways. One is a way that you, I guess, would expect from a friend of mine.
Okay.
In Detroit.
Okay.
I was like, listen, I have a system. Okay. So then the other way is almost eerie. He told me the system. I'm reading this book from, I think it's written in the 60s or 70s, called The Unbearable Lightness of Being. It's a very popular book. Milan Kunderas. And there's a character in the book has the same rule. This Czech guy.
Yeah.
He's in Czech only 3 times.
So you bang them out 3 times. And this could apply for women and men, too.
Yeah.
Women to men. And then on the 4th, you let them go because then they get too invested, too connected.
Or you do.
Or you do.
Yeah. It goes both ways.
So do you tell women this before? This is...
No.
3 strikes and you're out of there.
You should have known that.
I'm not telling. Although there are times where I'm proud with a little bit of, doing this a while on the road. I'm pretty upfront.
Okay.
Where the girls know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And I feel better that way.
You feel better about your guilt.
Yeah, I feel feel better about my guilt that way.
Okay. And I'm not going to continue to read the song. I want people to hear it for themselves, which we will play it.
Yeah.
But this album, Mansionz, is it mostly about relationship or interaction with the opposite sex, or?
I don't even remember off the top of all the different songs. I know there's definitely a wild poem that's about me and my insecurities.
Yeah.
But it's like a 7-minute poem. There's a song called Dennis Rodman featuring Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Featuring Dennis Rodman doing what?
We'll see. Yeah. I'll come back and play it for you.
Come back and play for us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Damn, that was very cryptic right there, man. Go ahead, Heather. Why are you looking at him like that?
I'm looking at the hair.
He's wilding out. He's wilding out.
Yeah,
He's wilding out.
boy.
He's wilding out on the record. He's
Okay.
not rapping. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
Who
heard,
inspired your hair? Dennis Rodman?
Oh, Black Bear and I, we both got green hair.
Oh, okay.
Mansionz. It's a crew thing.
okay. Why Mansionz? Why? What is that?
With a Z.
Symbolic of?
Just sort of the wild, decadent, success gone wrong theme of the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Success gone wrong.
Man,
It sounds like a oxymoron, right?
Basically, all the things we talked about before this song are not present in Mansionz. All of the enlightenment, the working on oneself. Mansionz is a roller coaster of hedonism,
Okay.
of just debauchery.
Yeah.
I want to
Because-
ride that shit.
I mean, it's funny because we did Mansionz yesterday, right? Mansionz, it's 20 people with us. We're in 3 SUVs. We show up to everything an hour late. Here, I'm here 20 minutes early.
Yeah, I appreciated
It's
that.
just that energy for me has to go somewhere. It goes into Mansionz.
I get it.
Evil
That's-
twin. Like
Evil
that.
twin.
It's
Okay.
evil twin,
Yeah,
Mike.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right, we got Andrew on the line from Chicago. What up, Andrew?
Andrew.
Drew!
My man. Hey.
I love this guy already.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, Drew.
It's a lot.
Man, I seen Posner come up from the club scene and check, leaders greeting meets over here in Chicago and all that good stuff on the Grammy nomination, first of all.
Thank you so much, man. That means I met you a long time ago.
Yeah, man, we go way back. Come on. Just wanted to, first of all, ask, when is Big Sean going to have you on his album? And then when is the Mansionz album dropping?
I don't know if Sean's done with his album. We talk about getting in the studio, and to be honest, we were gonna do a mixtape in 2010. And then Cool to Me happened, and then I said, okay. Then I was like, all right, I'm ready to do it. Kind of started a couple beats for it. Then his first song, My Last, blew up.
Oh yeah.
We still talk about doing it.
Oh, he's done a few with Janae Aiko. Maybe he replaced her.
Yeah.
what?
I don't blame him.
Yeah, right.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, he would understand, obviously.
Yeah. So I hang out with the guy. He was on my last album. He did a verse for me on Buried in Detroit. But when the time's right, I don't know. It's just timing with those things. And the Mansionz album, early next year.
Early next year,
Yeah,
Drew.
maybe like late Feb, early March, tentatively.
All right.
First quarter.
This album is so good, Sway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, you
So
could
good.
when it finally drops. Hey, Andrew, maybe Mike could come back and perform some stuff live in our live studio.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
Well, yeah, for sure. Just get me up there.
All right.
Hiding the motherfucker.
He slipped in having him come up
Hey,
there
I know that
from
was pretty-
Chicago.
Yeah, from Chicago. Hey, let's go to Nashville. John, good morning. How you doing?
What's up, John?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Appreciate you letting me get in. I listen to y'all every morning on the way to work. Love the show.
Thanks, John.
So yeah, one first thing I want to say is I really appreciate his general mindset and the reflectiveness and the introspection and treating people with kindness. Like not only in the celebrity sphere, like in general in the whole world, we need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what do you think that made you different from other celebrities, and what are some of the traps that other celebrities fall in that kind of makes them change once they reach that tipping point where they become famous?
I don't know if I am any different than other celebrities. I mean, a lot of celebrities, the ones that are supposed to be mean, we were talking about this before we went on the air, are really nice. And I find them to be very sweet and great people. And sometimes I hang out with them and I see things written about them on nights where I was with them. And I know that is not true. The headline is not true. I mean, most notably, like, every time I met Kanye West, this guy's the nicest guy I've ever met. The first time I met him, Sean took, like, we were so green, Sway. Kanye gave Sean, like, 30 tickets to Glow in the Dark. And he took, like, the whole crew. So we're Glow in the Dark, and NERD plays, and Rihanna's about to come on. And Sean literally takes 30 people into Kanye's dressing room, which is a little inappropriate, but we didn't know better. We hadn't like toured, or we hadn't really done shows. To bring like that many people in someone, they're about to play arena show. It's probably a little inappropriate. We didn't know. He was so cool. He came up, he came up to me. I was a nobody. Hey, what's your name? I'm Kanye. I'm Mike Posner. Really good to meet you. Thanks for being here. Like, I looking back in that, it's like, it blows my mind. I would probably be like, why are you in my dressing room? All of you. Please leave.
All 30 of you.
Yeah, you're crowding my space.
Yeah.
So, what?
What
Dang, what
but
happened the first
to
time
answer
I
his
met him?
question, though, sorry, go ahead.
You met him.
He was sitting in this chair.
But see, when he was sitting in that chair,
I'm just
that
saying.
was different.
How?
Because
Sway.
you got, there were no cameras, right?
Yeah.
When people could be different when they're in the environment because you're a little guarded. Because of what Mike is saying, press is always misinterpreting your words, your actions.
To try to get the headline too, so people could keep clicking on.
Keep clicking.
Yeah.
But I've never, let's put it this way, in the years that I've known Kanye, we've never had that kind of interaction that we had on the mic, on camera. Always been a humble, in front of, nice guy.
Because
I won't say insecure, but just
shy.
Something like that. Yeah.
We could, but the thing, Sway, as much as we like to pretend it's not, this is a show. Right now, though we're touching on real points, this is entertainment. Your guy called and said, I listen to this every morning. Why? Because he's entertained by the show. Now, is he stimulated intellectually? I'm sure he is. But it's entertainment. And so there's various degrees with which an artist can approach an interview. With Mansionz, you'll see them in interviews. We're assholes on purpose. And I watched the Oasis documentary. You guys says, when I'm doing an interview, I'm trying to get as much attention as I can. That's why you do an interview. So it doesn't necessarily mean that's who the person is. They're playing a show. Sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's very smart and sometimes.
I don't know, because I think I see it from two sides. Like, you walked in here before it turned into a show, before the mics went live, and you said hi to everybody. That's the part that people don't see.
Shook their hands.
That's right, and that's the part that people won't see is the show. But I see it as, wow, he's mad cool. I also saw a lot of other people didn't do that. And to me, that's the real side of them. It's not the side that gets on the microphone.
Yeah.
So we see both sides.
I hear you.
That's a good point.
I hear you.
Mike,
we can go deep with that.
Yeah.
But to answer that young man's question, I think when you're like, especially on a tour, you're on a tour and you're surrounded by people that work for you. I mean, for me, I'm on a bus with 10 guys and I'm their boss. And it's not like friends or whatever that are rolling with me. I can't afford to just have people rolling because it's expensive. So when you're constantly surrounded by only exclusively those that work for you, it after a while it's easy to think that the whole world is like that. There's a word for it called that I like a lot called solipsism. Solipsism is the theory or the belief that you're the only real thing in the universe. You're the center of everything, and
a lot of these dudes got that.
It seeps in on you.
How you spell that?
solipsism, and solipsism.
Now I get
my
down.
spelling bee champion.
There it is.
Yeah, nice sound effect. So it creeps up on you. You know, you're out for months and months and months, and you're just surrounded by people that are taking care of you. I mean, this summer I worked with he doesn't work with me anymore. I had an assistant named Super Matt, and during the tour, I just go, you're doing too good a job. I sent him away I said, take a vacation. I gotta carry my own bag for a week. I gotta, I'm losing touch. And because I felt it coming on.
You felt solipsism.
He would like I'd be without. I felt solipsism.
You saw it coming before you wouldn't be able to recognize it.
Yeah, I would stay in the hotel and I would have to move my suitcase from the bed to the thing, and I felt upset by that. And I'm like, hold on. And I noticed I felt upset by that, and I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Matt needs to take a break, and Mike needs to pick some bags up for a week.
I was watching Jimmy Fallon when Eddie Murphy came on, and Jimmy Fallon asked him an interesting question. He said, "Hey man, when you travel, do you pack your bags?" And Eddie said, "No, I don't pack my bags." Is that solid? Is that a form? Could it be, or that's just?
It's no. So there's a Zen proverb: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Okay. Which means it doesn't matter if you're packing your bags or not, but are you grateful for the guy packing them, or is it just normal? That's what matters.
That's what matters.
So is there a point where you can't come back from it? Like once, because you said you noticed it. But some people, they just get to the point where it's just a normal thing where I'm not touching my bag or open the door for me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's just
so
you gotta say motherfucker.
Like the perfect example. You've seen the clip where Eddie gives Michael Jackson the award and the mic is too low or whatever, and he goes, "Move it." Like he's just used to people doing it. You know. And Eddie almost does it. Remember, he's like, "You move it," you know. So. I don't know. I don't think so. For me personally, I'd like to believe,
like you caught it early.
I like to believe, and I do believe that wherever I am, any stage of fame or notoriety, from like being a bum to being Justin Bieber, I'd like to believe that I could figure out how to be happy. And I think I really do think I can. There was a time in my life where I was very scared of fame. And I would do things to sabotage myself because I was scared of getting more popular because I wasn't sure I could be happy and popular at the same time. And I don't have that fear anymore. But at the same time, I don't have a fear of being unpopular either.
What was that proverb? Chop wood?
Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Before you was famous, you used to rap, or you rapped. And now that you're famous, do you still rap?
I rap. I might know where this is going. I have no freestyle skills.
Okay. No.
I had them in high school. I used to do the battles and everything. But it's like it's freestyle like any other thing. You don't do that thing, you start to suck at it.
After enlightenment, shut that shit down.
Okay. If that proverb didn't apply, do you have a written? What about written?
I have a poem I could do. I have a book of poetry coming out.
What's it
Plug.
called?
Teardrops and Balloons, March 24th.
Can you give us one?
2017.
Yeah, can I stand up?
Okay. Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Posner.
It's called I Believe. I believe this to be the truth. I pray it doesn't bore you. I don't believe life happens to you. I believe life happens for you. I believe in more than I can see. I believe this is heaven, this is hell. I believe it's beautiful to be part of something bigger than yourself. Perhaps I'm the tool of another, a rock to be thrown at the wall. I believe those that really know say next to nothing at all. So what does that say about me? What's that say about us? I'm just one star in a galaxy caught in the gravity of a tour bus. I believe that angels sometimes wear tattoos. I believe we like to numb ourselves with advertisements, shit food, and bad news. I believe in myself and Super Matt Chatney. I believe each man is free to believe what he or she wants to believe. We are free, do you agree? We are free, do you agree? We are free, do you agree? I believe the prophets speak softly. This whole fucking thing is a dream. I believe beautiful things do not beg to be seen. I believe in God. I don't have proof or reasons why. I do not believe he's an old white man sitting on top of the sky. Rather, a twinkle in an iris purple in bloom. I believe you can be happy in December just like you can be sad in June. Sometimes people try to change me to somebody new. I say, don't ask the sun to shine more like the moon. I think I might not belong here. Maybe I showed up too soon. But for some odd reason, I believe in every single beautiful, breathing soul inside of this room. I'm 28 now, but I still feel naive. Maybe that's the reason I believe. I believe.
Bars. We got a hyena up in here. That was amazing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Damn, you dropped some gems in there.
Is that in the book?
That actually is in the second book. And I have so I wrote the book, and then largely to impress my band, the legendary Mike Posner band. These guys are incredible. So they're ripping these crazy solos, and I think I gotta do something to like hang with them. Yeah. So I start dropping poems, and to impress these guys, I would write a new one every day. So last summer we did 50 some shows, and I did new poem every night like that. So that was just one of them. And so long answer to your question, we're gonna pick the best ones and release a live album and all these poems. They dope. Sound really cool with the crowd in the back. Yeah.
That sound dope, man. Hey, man, you definitely have to come back.
I'd love to.
We'll do a part two.
I've been a fan of you for a very, very long time, so it's an honor to be here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that with the highest humility.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of you as a person and definitely as an artist. Continued success.
Thank you.
I'm glad you found your path, and I'm looking forward to seeing what will become a result of all this. Yes.
Mansionz.
There it is. Mansionz, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Posner. Hey. We got Beth Shack, professional poker player, coming up next. Yeah.
What you gonna do? You gonna play cards?
I'm gonna play poker with her. But hey, man, this is STFU. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Mike, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank you.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.